We're back on Smells Like 90's Rock. It's Sheila. She's not here. No, it's Hot Toddy, Miss Pengrino from the Smokin' Hot Toddcast, and finally he's arrived. DJ P.O.R. He's on. Are you there?
I'm here.
You're there. Okay. All right. So I have a question for you, DJ P.O.R.
Yes.
Overall, how would you say your summer was?
My summer, just kind of uneventful.
Yeah. What would you do? Did you do anything during the summer?
I went to see Beach House.
That's right.
That's probably the highlight of my summer.
You saw Beach House.
Yes, which was a lot of fun.
You raved about that concert. So
yeah, I had a lot of fun.
And then you just worked every other day.
More or less.
Yeah.
And I guess Beach House, they make me feel a little more emotionally vulnerable than I'm comfortable with sometimes.
Why?
But I still, because it's very heartfelt lyrics.
Oh, okay.
And very, I guess.
I've never seen you like emotional, so I don't know.
No, I don't know. They tend to produce a very, I won't say somber, but a very emotional atmosphere with their music. So
I've seen you,
but it was still very enjoyable.
Right. I've seen you joyless. I've seen you mad. I've never actually seen you emotional, like getting into a song.
I teared up at part of the song at the concert a few times.
I was about to ask, is there music that makes you tear up a little bit because you get so into
I'd
it?
never thought so until I attended the Beach House show.
Well, see, there you go. First time for everything. There is some music that does that to me, but probably not of a group, I'd say. No groups do
Just
that.
Maybe like a specific song or something like that?
It has orchestrated music, orchestral type stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a specific type,
What? I don't know.
The sad,
Beethoven?
The sad kind.
That's the romanticism.
No, it's what's not. I mean, really, I don't feel sad from those songs. Well, maybe there's some that do it to me.
Chopin, Beethoven,
like
Brahms.
Well, the Death March song.
No, I don't think I'm familiar.
Well,
with that
it's da 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 da.
Yeah,
da, da.
Okay.
That's actually an entire song. There's like a whole thing that goes along to it, and that's just like the beginning of it. And it goes back to it every once in a while, during the stuff. I actually listened to the whole thing just a few days ago, and I'll tell you when I did. It was when I was making the promo for the Joyless special. Yeah, that's when it was. And because I used that music in the background of it, and I listened to the whole thing. It's really a beautiful piece. It's a very beautiful song, and I was, you never think that of that tune because it's always used in like cartoons when a cartoon has to go.
It's usually used in a fairly comical way.
A very funny, comical scene, right?
Yeah,
and you never really think, but it's actually a very, very nice and pretty tune. And,
did you tear up a little when you
not
heard it?
Not to that. I was just sharing that, not to that, but. But yeah, I mean, there's some. I can't think of any right now, but I mean, there's some songs, and there's some movie soundtracks I think that would do it to me.
Okay. I don't know.
I feel like it's that
X-Men.
No, X-Men does not make me tear up, except for the fact that Apocalypse was so bad. But
it's not that bad.
Well,
it was that bad.
It's not.
It was.
No.
I thought it was.
Well, there's a few.
Okay, it wasn't that bad. It was it was enjoyable enough to watch.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it that.
But
I wasn't talking specifically about Apocalypse.
But it wasn't the best X-Men.
There's like in Days of Future Past when they kill Storm.
Yeah.
And then like the shot, it shows like a Sentinel like throwing her over the cliff, and there's like this just sort of. There's a choir that chimes in like really, I guess, subtly, and I'm just like, oh God,
right?
That one.
Oh God, did you start crying at that scene?
I didn't cry, but I felt myself getting emotional.
Well, there it is. Yeah, you started crying a little bit. Then.
It didn't happen to me the first time I saw it, but I remember watching it over last fall, 2015 fall, and it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh my God. And so anyway, that's where I was psychologically last year. I was tearing up at comic book movies,
crying over Halle Berry getting killed, but we.
I think a lot of people would get teary-eyed.
I don't think so because for me it was I felt like okay at that point because I'd been crying over the fact that her career had been dead for years.
Oh,
leading up to that.
Why did you have to take it there?
That's really hurtful.
Yeah, that's just hurtful.
It's true. Tell me it's not true. What has she been doing? What has she done besides X-Men? worth seeing since Catwoman. That's what did it.
Nothing that I can think of really.
Exactly.
Wasn't she in like a movie, the Gothica? I think that's the only movie I can remember.
That was really, really bad.
And that was before Catwoman.
But it was after X-Men, right?
It was after the first X-Men. It was
Okay.
actually the same year as X2, but it was after the original X-Men. Yeah.
I don't know. I remember watching like 10 minutes of it and just being bored. So
I mean, it's just no.
I don't think I've seen her in anything noteworthy since then.
Now, actually, we're making fun of her. She actually is. I saw a trailer for a new movie that she's in coming up soon. It actually does look pretty good.
What is it? Is it drama, comedy, what?
It's action. It's like action thriller. What it is, she's a mother with her child. She's there at a park, and then all of a sudden she loses the child, and she sees him being abducted, and so she in her minivan starts chasing after, and that's like the whole movie is her chasing them down in her minivan with horrible destructive things happening around it, like horrible freeway accidents and things like that. So
Halle Berry's the next Jason Statham. I see it.
She's killing it as a mom right now. She's momming it in the minivan. But she's taking them down like Stallone. I mean, it's amazing. It really is. So it looked like a decent trailer. I don't know. It looked like a decent film. But we'll see. I don't know.
Pass.
No, pass. You're
Pass.
going.
No.
That one, and Eddie Murphy looks like he's going to be in a good movie coming up soon, too. It's a
What's
drama.
he in?
It's I forget the name of it, but it's based on a true story. He plays a guy that gets hired by a family to take care of a little girl whose mom is dying of cancer, and then in the whole movie progresses. It's her growing up, with him, and then they have a falling out, and she doesn't speak to him for years, and then comes back, and it's one of those types of movies.
I just don't know if I'd like to see him in a drama. He's
like
the comedy guy for me.
He is actually a really good actor. He really is. It's just he
I
just
would
picks
agree with that.
horrible movie roles.
One of the last thing that I saw that he was actually good in, I think, was Life. That was a comedy, but it definitely had some serious dramatic moments in it.
It did, and Life was probably the last good film, because that's after Nutty Professor and Dr. Dolittle, which were good films. And then after that, this whole decade, these last 15,
Falling
16,
Stars, Todd.
15,
Falling
16
Stars.
years,
The twilight of Eddie Murphy's career.
man.
Eddie Murphy and Halle Berry. They're going to go out with a bang, though. Maybe Eddie Murphy's next film, he'll see his kid get abducted, and he'll chase them down in a minivan.
Maybe Halle Berry and him should do a film together where their careers get abducted and they have to chase them down.